A lot of people are saying these were bad games. Oh, they may have been bad games, but they were illuminating moments. All sorts of illuminating moments this weekend. Let me start with Odell Beckham. Now, on Friday, I said, I think it's a stretch to connect Monday on a boat in Miami to Sunday on a football field in Wisconsin. I still think that. But if you want to criticize Odell Beckham today, you go ahead because you have a right to. We're coming up on the Super Bowl week. One of the rules I have on Super Bowl week is I don't go out and party. And the reason I don't go out and party is because if I have a bad show, so many of my peers are there, people could say, well, he was blasted on Tuesday, Wednesday's show sucked. I don't set myself up to get criticized. It's why you don't go to a Christmas party in management and get drunk. It's not the end of the world. The company's serving the drinks, so the company knows you're going to have a few. But in management, drink 2 fewer, not 1 more. Because if the next week you have a big meeting and it doesn't go well, you don't close the account, there may be no connection between the Christmas party and that moment. But you give people an opportunity to connect the two. Do yourself a favor. Don't go to a strip club, guys. Nothing may happen, but you're married. You got a ring on. The optics are bad. There are a percentage of people in the American media, forget fans, who are looking to make excuses for athletes. But I always consider, because these players are young and I'm a dad, what if they were my son? Odell Beckham loses, bangs his head against the wall, and punches a hole in the wall. When he got home, I'd say, you need to grow up. It's what I said about Cam Newton. It's not the end of the world, but don't dance on Sunday when you win and pout on Sunday when you lose. Be a man. Be accountable both ways. If you're going to celebrate, then man up. But there are people that want to make excuses for athletes. I don't think there's any connection. First of all, it was freezing. It's hard to catch a football when it's 9 degrees. Football's hard. It's hard as a rock. It's a hard environment to catch a football. Here's one of his drops there. It's cold. I got news for you. It's a lot easier to catch the ball in 45 than 5. That's a hard day to catch a football. And now some of those drops were, probably didn't drop the ball if it's like 71 degrees. And I don't think you can connect Miami to Wisconsin. But you did set yourself up. And not only were you on a boat, but you posed for a picture. You posed for a picture on a boat. This was not TMZ from 50 yards out. This was not somebody on a boat next to you taking a picture. This is an album cover. This is a bunch of dudes deciding, let's look. Here's the optics. We're going to be in a boat, hanging out with guys who appear to have a little marijuana. You set yourself up. And we do this all the time. Stop pandering to athletes. We got to stop this stuff. I hear that the political media does this all the time. If somebody does something, they say, well, he grew up poor. Well, why does poor equal illegal? A lot of poor people in America, 30 million people in poverty. They're not breaking the law. That's not an excuse for doing things that are wrong. There's no right reason to do the wrong thing. And I'll hear this about Odell Beckham. Well, he's young. Well, he's an NFL wide receiver. How many do you know that are 53? All NFL wide receivers are young. Well, he had a difficult route. So did 75% of professional athletes. By the way, Sterling Shepard is younger than Odell. I believe his father died early. He didn't do this stuff. So listen, I don't connect the Miami boat to the Sunday drops. We have to remember it was really, really cold, and it was a big game, and it's snap decision, drop the ball. But there's a reason you don't get drunk at the Christmas party. There is a reason married guys shouldn't hang out at strip clubs. It creates the opportunity. If something does happen, you're a target. I really did appreciate Troy Aikman, and I'm sure he got a bunch of pushback because he's a former Cowboy, and he said this about a Giant, but Troy Aikman came out swinging, came out strong, and I appreciated a member of the media not pandering. Here it is.
3rd and 11. There's Beckham, and it's off his hands. And right or wrong, fair or not fair, when you do what Beckham and the receiver crew did on the off day Monday, and that pass was a little too deep for Odell Beckham, but he has not been the typical presence or weapon in this game. People will go back and point out that trip.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, you gave the public and you gave teammates, you gave people in the locker room, you gave everybody here at this game and everybody watching an opportunity to weigh in on it and say whether or not it impacted the performance. And the scrutiny is intense. When you drop the ball, regardless of the trip, you got to make those plays.
That's completely fair. Let's stop pandering. Let's stop. You're punching walls, banging head in the wall, didn't make the catches. He's young. They're all young. Sterling Shepard and Victor Cruz are young. These are 20-year-old guys, often 25 or younger. Well, but I don't want to hear about anything other than the NFL's got 150 receivers. Okay, they're not banging their head into walls. They're not punching holes in walls. They're not goofing around with nets. Stop it. Stop pandering. Stop it with Cam. Stop it with Odell. He's fair game today. He got drunk at the Christmas party. Didn't close a deal a week later. Set himself up to get criticism. Let's just be fair on that.